Let's talk about something very interesting that happened earlier today. Call it theatrics, call it passion or patriotism. One thing you cannot separate from Governor Aminu Masari is his calm and gentle demeanour. The governor of Katsina State, while presenting a state's 288.63 billion 2023 appropriation bill, which is tagged the budget of transition, before the Katsina State House of Assembly on Tuesday, became emotional. I could not hold back tears, as it would be his last time presenting a budget before the House as governor of the state. Well, let's share with you this report and talk more about it.
This will be the last time that Governor Aminu Masari will be presenting a budget like this as the state governor. The presentation started with a summary of the last budget, touching on key areas of its implementation and successes recorded in the last few months.
140 billion, 538 million, 930
The 2023 budget is lower than that of 2022 by over 34 billion naira. Is structured with the recurrent expenditure taking 46.2% of the budget.
Sectors of the state government, as a result of the 2023 budget will provide adequate allocation of funds to the priority sectors of the state government as follows: environment, 31 billion, 748 million, 394,000.
Season is almost coming to an end, but let's revisit Governor Masari's 8th year as governor of Katsina State. It's been a challenging one, but of course I think Governor Masari has weathered the storm at least commendably.
Well, that will be left to the people of the state to say, because they have suffered so much from insecurity in the state, attacks by bandits, kidnapping. We remember the Kankara schoolboys who were kidnapped, and bandits have generally made life unbearable for citizens of the state, like citizens of some other states around the south, yes, and northwest. So we remember there was a time the governor, when the Kankara schoolboys were kidnapped, the governor shed tears. In 2018, when he was meeting with flood victims, he shed tears again. Now, he has shed tears again. Yes, we may say, okay, it presents an image of a compassionate leader, an amiable leader, oh, I'm one of you. But you see, we need leaders who will be serious with the issues, deal with the issues. It's not just about shedding tears. If you are shedding tears, then what do you want the ordinary man to do? It's the ordinary man that will shed tears, come to you, and then you find quick solutions. So beyond shedding tears, I think, beyond the theatrics, I think there should be that devotion to finding solutions to problems. And Governor Masari is living on a note where insecurity is still a major problem. Why he broke down and shed tears, I don't know. But the people surely deserve better leadership.
Well, Dare, it's called this budget, the 2023 appropriation bill, a budget of transition. Does that bring one of the reasons why the emotion came up during the presentation, or perhaps you feel he believes that he could have done better during his tenure in office?
Yeah, we won't be able to peruse Governor Masari's mind to actually know what was going on at that moment. But you just said something about a budget of transition. He named it a budget of transition, knowing fully well that he is transiting, having done his best for the people of his state. He's going to leave office. Someone else will come in and business of government will continue. Governor Masari chose to shed tears should not take away the fact that he has really served his people. Shedding tears is not a sign of inability
or weakness.
It is compassion. We are humans, and whatever we do, we must not take away that humanity from us. You see, here is a man who has been in politics probably from 1999. He was in the House of Reps.
Absolutely.
2 times or thereabout.
He was the Speaker of the National
Became the Speaker of the National Assembly. In the last 8 years, he's been the governor. He has spent so long a time, over 20 years, within the corridors of power. Now, today, and note, he's not one of those governors who is transiting into the National Assembly. He has not picked the ticket of his party to go to the Senate. So obviously he's going into political retirement. So he's presenting the budget. Looking at it, oh, this is the last time I'll do it. It's just like a man giving his daughter away in
marriage.
Your control over that lady reduces tremendously. So he knows that he will no longer be in a position to call some shots. Possibly, he will look at it that, oh, there are certain things I wish I had enough time to still do that could make him shed tears. That's love for his people. It could also be, I'm living at a time when insecurity has kept my people on their knees. That is, emotional enough for him to shed tears. So that he cried should not take away. Give it to Masari in the last 8 years. He has provided leadership for Katsina at a very tough time.
At the
He's
time,
a non-gentleman.
even during the banditry, when the crisis was just brewing,
And then you can't
offer
compare
some form of amnesty to the bandits.
You can also still not compare Katsina to Zamfara. And I'll tell you why. I lived in Katsina for 7 years. Katsina has the most porous border in the axis. It has the most porous, because going along GBR Road alone, you could drive for 2 hours without seeing any civilization. And that's on the road towards Nigeria.
Republic.
So, but because of his fatherly disposition, he was still able to manage a lot of things. Also, we listened to some of the bandit leaders giving concessions to Katsina. It didn't just come freely. He must have done some underground. Yeah, these are not the kind of things we like hearing. But what happens when the federal police and the national army can no longer provide you with succor? Those in charge are left. The police, the governor does not control the police. Neither can he summon the army. So he's left to do what he can do on the net, on the surface, to bring palliatives. Security is not something he has ready control over. Then if you look at the way he has administered the state, Katsina 1999 to 2007 was always in political turmoil. The assembly, the governors, then 2007 to 2015, in fact, during the Sherman era. But since he took over, there's been some semblance of political, what will I call it? Calmness in an hitherto state known for political storms. Why I'm not speaking for him, I would say the fact that Masari is an elder actually rubbed off on his administration. For good.
Okay, gentlemen, before we leave this conversation, let's discuss about the man Masari. Beyond the fact that he's the governor of Katsina State at this time, he's also been at the front line of Nigerian politics as a Speaker of the National Assembly. Yeah. What kind of personality do you think Governor Masari is, and what lessons can other governors or those who aspire to become executive governor at the state level, what are the virtues they could imbibe from this person?
Well, he's a politician who I think understands his art. Yeah, at the House of Representatives, he was able to handle crisis in a way that portrayed him as being knowledgeable enough, of the terrain, because there was a lot of pressure from the presidency. There was a lot of pressure from within the party, his party at the time, PDP. There was a lot of pressure from within the National Assembly, the House of Representatives. But somehow he had a way of bringing his colleagues together and presenting an independent front, showing the world that surely he was in charge of issues. So, yeah, definitely he's quitting the political stage. Maybe, of course, maybe realizing that age is catching up on him, or Perhaps he has other pursuits. He has other things.
Other personal.
He wants to go and pursue. Yeah. So
let's quickly wrap up with this. What lessons can be learned from
at whatever time you find yourself in office, do the best you can for your people. Because, like you said when you're opening this discussion, a time will come, you will have to leave. That's why he's leaving office today as governor. He's going, he will become an elder statesman. Someone else will take charge, and he can only suggest. He can only advise. That's a big lesson for all of us. At every point in time, change will come.